So for the people who did show up at Donald Trump's rally, what do they think about some of the issues he's addressing or not addressing, like coronavirus? Obviously showing up, there's a possible risk of being exposed to it. Are they worried? This one individual was not.
I'm not concerned about the spread. I think in the general population, I'm seeing like a 0.4 or 0.2% mortality rate.
And even if you got it, you're not worried about it.
No, and even if I did get sick from it, I mean, there's so many positive studies with the hydroxychloroquine and zinc combination.
The FDA got written. They said you can't prescribe it for that anymore.
No, the FDA is saying that it is able to be prescribed. They only shut it down for a certain thing. And actually, in Trump's roundtable the other day, they explained it very well.
Well, I wouldn't go to Trump for hydroxychloroquine information. That would be my first thing. But anyway, Francesca, what did you think about that individual's confidence in the face of a potentially lethal illness?
I just love the, grown man gives book report about book he hasn't read yet. Struggles through the FDA.
Yeah.
Just the federal doohickey.
I will give him credit that he has, to the extent that a person who doesn't live and breathe politics, or live and breathe is what we normally say. I would say now, you stand suspended in it up to your neck, the foul fluid that is our politics, that he believes he knows what the FDA is saying, which is a level of research that most people are not going to do. The issue is that he is wrong. The FDA last Monday withdrew emergency use authorizations for 2 coronavirus treatments that President Donald Trump promoted despite concerns about their safety and effectiveness. After reviewing new information from large clinical trials, the agency now believes that the suggested dosing regimens are unlikely to produce an antiviral effect. Now, can you still get it? Potentially. If you can convince your doctor to give it to you for off-label use, it is possible. But literally all of the advice that we're getting from responsible bodies that are there to do this is, it doesn't treat this, it's not safe, and in fact, it could kill you. And to ignore all of that and go with, well, technically they didn't block me from getting it if I get the doctor to do sort of an end round, that is just searching for a reason to feel confident. And he still trusts Trump on this after everything.
No, I mean, not to mention the fact that it is actually taking, necessary medication out of the hands of people who have lupus, who are 100%. Suffering, and who need hydroxychloroquine to survive. That is proven to effectively help when you have lupus. And I've heard from doctors who say that they can't, and pharmacists who say that the prices have gone crazy, they can't source it, and that it's actually patients are suffering because of it. So, but as if that matters right now to Trump or his supporters, I just want to say, some people, you make fun of you get mad because we sort of make fun of the intellect and the fact that Trump voters are toothless, literally toothless. No, man, no. Because guess what? Racism is you reap what you sow. When you go with an idiot racist president, what happens? Oh, you get mad at the only Muslim doctor in your rural ass town who's trying to give you treatment, and you make him leave. There was a story that I heard just recently on this great show, Snap Judgment, that was all about that. This entire rural town maggoted themselves out of a doctor, straight up. You maggot yourself out of a dentist. Why do you think that no dentists and doctors want to move to your crappy little town anymore? And I'm serious. I'm not saying all little towns are crappy, but this is a pathology, okay? You celebrate ignorance, you celebrate racism, you celebrate all these things, and guess what? You don't get Medicare for all. You don't get affordable things. You don't have education that's accessible. So you do it to yourself. You vote against your own interests enough, and I'm tired of playing this with kid gloves on. Mm-hmm. Nah, man, you're ignorant. You sit in that crap.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like I understand, I saw a comment that was like, don't pick on this guy. We're not trying to pick on this guy. And by the way, the guy went up to the news to talk to the news. He wasn't like, they didn't bug his phone. But anyway, I get what you're saying. I don't care about any individual person. We're going to have another one for you in a second. This is out there and it's consequential. We're going to be running through coronavirus case numbers later in the show for a number of different states. Now, they are rising for a number of reasons, but the lack of concern that so many people have, for one reason or another, that is the single biggest issue stopping us from dealing with this pandemic. And so I am going to take it seriously. Now, is he representative of everybody? Probably not. He's the most extreme sort of Trump fan, the kind of guy that even now would still go to a rally. But I've been so angry for months now about the right's successful campaign to convince people to not take this seriously, and hydroxychloroquine was a major part of that. We attacked Trump for that, but it wasn't originally Trump, and it wasn't just Trump. It was Fox News. It was Tucker Carlson. They are the ones that spread this initially, and look at what they did. Because they chose to spread that misinformation, that guy, who you're saying don't pick on, I would say they shouldn't have picked on him. They shouldn't have left him in a position where he won't defend himself and his family from this virus. But they did that. And we need to understand what country we dwell in, what we're facing.
Absolutely.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.